And we are back. And we are going through question 2 now. So I was about to write this. Let me write it. Question 2. So let's see how it is. This is simple maths. We have to be able to do it in no time. We just have to be able to do whatever they need us to do. I know you can. I know you can do it. So let's go through it and let's see what it is. Here it says estimating limits numerically and graphically. So we know how to draw graphs. Yes, we know how to draw graphs. And we know that when we deal with graphs, we can be able to see the limits by, looking at what happens as we approach the asymptotes. Anyway, remember that limits is just, we don't really have, let's say we are approaching, so we want to guess what happened in between two stages, right? It may be impossible to know, but you can look at the behavior before and after and use that to guess what happened there. That's what happens with these functions. So we can't evaluate a function at a particular point. We can't solve a problem at a particular point. But what we can do is we can see what happened just before and just after, and we can use that to tell. So that's what we are doing. And when we say we are doing numerically, we'll be using a table. So here is the use of a table. Here they said estimate the value of the limit by making a table of values. That's numerically. Check your work with the graph. That's now graphically. So let's see how we do it numerically. If you go to question 3, it shows you how you do it numerically, how you make tables. It's so simple. So how we make tables is we always look at what our limit is approaching. So if I'm approaching is x, if x is approaching 3, then you know when I make my table, it's going to have 6 values, right? So if I'm approaching 3, my table that I'm going to use is going to have 6 values. So it has to have 2 rows, right? 2 rows, which is one for x, then the other one for f of x, okay? Then we are going to have 6 columns now. We say which are going to have values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? There's 6 now. So if you look at this, what I'm going to put in my columns is values, right? I should put values now. Here, the third one has 2 lines like this. You can. So I'm going to put values in my column. Now, I always look at what I'm approaching. Is the limit as x here? X is approaching 3, whatever it's h or x or q. Look at what it's approaching. It's approaching 3. So what you're just going to do is you are going to have 3 is going to be somewhere here. So what we are going to do is we are going to look at the values which are just before 3 and just after 3. And the values which are just before 3 are easy because you're going to say 3 minus 1, you get 2. So how we're going to do on the left side is we're going to put 2.9, then we'll put 2.99, then we'll put 2.999. Okay, we look at just before 3. How do we do it? We subtract 1, then we put the 9s of that guy. So 2 is the one which is just before 3, so you put the 9s. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. We are getting closer and closer to 3. Then on this side, you do 3.001, then 3.01, then 3.1. You get further, you get bigger as you go further. So it's 3.001, which is very close to 3. Then 3.01, which is a bit further than 3.1, which is quite far. So this is what you're going to do when you are doing your limit. Look at what it's approaching. And it's so easy. If we're approaching any number, like 5, 7, 6, whatever, it's very easy. Even a negative one, it's going to be very easy because let's say I'm saying as x is approaching negative 3. Then what would I put on this? So it's like you just have your negative 3 on your number line, right? So now you want to know, what do I have now? For negative 3, for a negative number, it's very, very similar, okay? It's very, very similar. The only difference is now, what you do is, like I had here, you are going to swap the 2 things and put a negative sign. So here I'm approaching negative 3, right? So yes, I'm going to still put x and f of x, these 2. Then I'm going to have my 6 columns, which are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? Could have it as 5, then a little bit forward, we put our 6. So here we have it like this. Now we are going to say, after the third one is here, this is where negative 3 is. So what am I going to do? Swap them. So we swap. So this is now just going to be negative 3.001, then negative 3.01, then negative 3.1. Okay, then here, this is going to be negative 2.999, sorry. This one is going to be negative 2.999, then negative 2.99, then negative 2.9. This is what happens And that is how we do it. So we swap them. How we would have done for positive, we swap them, we have for negative. But when we do for negative, remember that 001 and 999 are the ones which are just before, okay? So 001 should be here and 999 should be the one which is just before. And that is what we do. And you'd be done. So this is not hard. Now, the other thing which I want you to do is to know what we do when we have 0, when x is approaching 0. So the trick is always when I make my table, who are you approaching? If I'm approaching a positive, it's very easy. We said you just remove 1 from him, which you get 2. Then you do the 2.9, 2.99, and 2.999. Then after him, you just put the 3.001, then 3.01, then 3.1, which is what you... Then we said you swap for the negatives. You swap for the negatives, you swap. That is what you do. And you make sure 001 and 999 are just the ones that are just before and after 3. Now, when x is approaching 0, this is where you got to be careful. When I'm approaching 0, then what happens is I should have like this. This is say 0 is like this on the number line. The value which I just have here and the value which I just have here, I should have them. Now, what is it that comes just before and what is it that comes just after? Just before is negative 0.999. And you'll be having negative 0.99. Then you have negative 0.9. This is for it. Then afterwards, it's 0.001, which is now positive, then 0.01, then 0.1. This is what happens for 0. Make sure you can do for 0. So we have for a positive number, we have for a negative number, then we have for 0. And then sometimes you can see like for the part E, when we're doing for sign, you can see them doing 0.1, 0.5, 0 is it's 0.01, 0.05, 0.1, 0.5 and 1. These are the values which you can use in the negative and in the positive. Okay, we can have these values, and 1 is where we are having it, and we can put the values and we see what happens. Whatever, this is going to be some of the things. We'll do an example so you see them. But here is what we were saying about the negative, the positive, and 0. That is it. Goodbye for now. We're going to do more, work with examples in the next video, and we see how we do it. I know you can do it. So we want to now make our own tables in question 2. Very simple tables. There's nothing for trick there. These are just polynomials, so definitely we can make our tables without having to go through too much. That is it. Goodbye for now.